The award-winning journalist, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Maria Ressa joins me now. She's the president and CEO of the Filipino news organization Rappler. She's the author of the book, How to Stand Up to a Dictator, The Fight for Our Future. Maria, thank you for being here. You were literally one of the first people I thought of when this election occurred, because the threats to journalists, to lawyers, to prosecutors, to opposition members, to civil society workers came fast. And I wanted to talk to somebody who has faced, lived through, and fought back those types of challenges. So first of all, thank you for being here, and thank you for all the work that you've done.
No, thank you for having me, Ali. I mean, Rappler was covering the elections from the Philippines. And in our chats, we just kept saying, oh, my God, we're seeing the Philippinization of America. Right? So keep in mind, one of the reasons it's important to look at our experience is because the Philippines, in a snapshot, I say we spent 300 years in a convent, 50 years in Hollywood, 300 years under Spanish colonial rule, and then 50 years under American rule. And our Constitution is patterned after the United States, right? So we had 3 branches of government. When President Duterte, our president in 2016, took over, let me just say that it took about 6 months to crumble the institutions of democracy. Wow. And there are many of the same alarming elements in place today. The other things I think you should look out for is our systems of governance actually favors a strong executive, especially if he appoints, in President Duterte's case, he appointed 6,000 plus people. In the key positions, it depends on the leader. And the leader is very clear which direction they want to take in. Rule of law becomes a major problem. The Department of Justice, I think in 2019, I had an arrest warrant 10 times. But okay, let me not give all the negatives. The other last thing that's very familiar to Filipinos is, when the Cambridge Analytica scandal broke, and I go back to that original sin. Part of the reason these illiberal leaders are being elected democratically is because of the corruption of our information ecosystem, of social media, which rewards lies, hate, and anger and fear, right? So in Cambridge Analytica scandal, the Americans had the most number of compromised accounts, but the Philippines had the second most number of compromised accounts, right? So this is where our similarities are here. So thank you for remembering, and also look at our experience for what is coming up in the days ahead.
Yeah, and that's why the Philippines is important, because we have experience. We could talk about Italy and Germany and things like that, but the Philippines is structurally similar to the United States and much more recent for us to remember. One of the things that's happening, we're hearing about it in the Department of Justice, we're hearing about it in the CIA, the intelligence community, and amongst journalists. Some people are getting ready to leave, meaning getting out of their professions. They don't want the hassle. And it's not that we will all maybe face arrest warrants like you did, but audits, harassment, that sort of thing. Talk to the people out there who are watching us as journalists, as lawyers, as bureaucrats, as intelligence officers, as FBI people. What do you have to say to them in this moment?
Look, again, a similar pattern. We had progressives leaving the government when President Duterte came in 2016, leaving institutions, businessmen. This is about power and money. Let's not make any mistakes. It's not about ideology. It is about power and money. And what happened, though, is that these institutions crumbled within 6 months. And look at what happened to us in the media. I mean, journalists should be prepared for what's coming, right? We had, in 2016, bottom-up attacks on social media, meta-narratives like journalist equals criminal, and then top-down, it came down in 2017 with legal cases. And it's President Duterte used the tax agency. You've had a threat to use the tax agency. It was a vindictive government. We had a senator who was jailed for almost 7 years, Laila de Lima, the senator who went after the corruption and the killings of then President Duterte. And during that time period, was unseated from the Senate and was jailed. She just recently got out of jail. So these are things, just law, Rule of law becomes incredibly important because it is death by 1,000 cuts. You will normalize certain things. And I think the most important part is do not normalize, right? Tim Snyder wrote this in his book, but in How to Stand Up to a Dictator, I mean, I came up with several things that we did that you don't know that you're doing it when you're in the middle of it, right? The first is really, what do we have as journalists, as citizens in a democracy? Values. What's important? You have to be transparent. You have to stay committed to those values. The phrase we use, because we didn't want to take sides, right? This was this whole idea of we're not taking sides,
right?
But you're on the side of facts, right? So what we did is we used this phrase, hold the line. This is the line of the Constitution. Philippine Constitution is patterned after the United States. So we said we are not going to voluntarily move back. And the government used legal cases, tried to bulldoze us. Threats, intimidation, fear works wonders. And power, businesses, in some ways, a corrupt government becomes easier to deal with because it's transactional.
Sure.
Everything becomes transactional, but you forget the good part of humanity, right? And that's one of the things we didn't forget. Our community stayed around us, helped us with crowdfunding because our legal cases brought, over $1 million in a little over a year that we had to spend on legal fees. So do not lose hope. You have to build community, come out into the real world. In many ways, I find the unending discussions about how we got to where we are. We've been factionalized. Ali, you've been doing this. The technology that rules us, that connects us, is corrupting us. And it has led to, as in many parts of the world, people electing illiberal leaders democratically. Yep. And now 71% of the world, that's as of January this year, 71%. We're near the tail end. The United States could be the tipping point. So last on this one, you asked, so what do? It's collaborate, 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 right? You reach across, you stand by your values, hold the line. The other phrase I used a lot is embrace your fear. The reason we could keep going was because we imagined the worst case scenarios and workflowed them and drilled them. In the case of a potential shutdown for Rappler, we did quarterly drills for our entire team because we were going to keep doing our jobs. Wow. And the worst case scenario didn't happen. So fingers crossed, right? Yep. But you got to keep doing your job.
It's amazing. I talked to Tim last night, and he said similar things like holding the line. Don't let them convince you you've changed. You're the same person you were 2 weeks ago. They changed. The world has changed around you. You haven't changed. Hold your values. And he said the same thing. Collaborate. Find new avenues in which to collaborate and find like-minded people who are prepared to defend democracy. It's not about ideology. It's nothing. There's nothing else about it. You don't have to agree with anybody on other policy matters. Are you going to stand together to defend democracy? Honestly, Maria, you've changed my entire outlook of my day. I needed this conversation. Our viewers needed this conversation. Thank you. Thanks for your bravery. Thanks for, it's interesting to talk about it in hindsight, but I remember talking to you when you were in the middle of it, and that was hard. Maria Ressa is an award-winning journalist. She's the president and CEO of Rappler. She's the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize winner. She's the author of this very, very important book to read right now, How to Stand Up to a Dictator, The Fight for Our Future.